Well, I reckon it's fair to say that outside news, reality TV is the most popular genre in Australia. Right now, Married at First Sight continues to dominate the ratings for Channel 9 and garner plenty of headlines. Just this week, former contestant Ben Walters posted a series of videos on TikTok exposing the questionnaire and contract those taking part sign. His revelations come as pressure continues to mount on producers over the welfare of participants. I'll get to that in just a moment. With the new series of The Real Housewives of Sydney premiering next week, I thought I'd get some insights into how these shows are made with my good friend Anjali Rao, who appeared on The Real Housewives of Melbourne and was a contestant on Survivor Australia. Anjali, welcome to McKnight Tonight.
An absolute pleasure. Wait, is this the wrong show? Was that another show?
It was another show. We've now moved on to McKnight Tonight. I do love branding, as you well know. Yes, you can find plenty of the Ange Rob and Robbo show videos online on this very YouTube channel, on the McKnight Tonight channel and Facebook page. So, Ange, I have to ask you though, does the thought of a new series of Real Housewives give you horrible flashbacks?
Of extreme boredom? Yes. Oh my God. So what are they up to now? Season 3, is it?
Season 3 in Sydney.
Good God.
What would people... You look in shock. I've got to tell you, you look in shock just thinking about that, because obviously people might remember when you were in The Real Housewives of Melbourne, you actually left the series early, which no one does.
No, absolutely. I don't think my mother has ever been so proud of me as when I did that. Literally left in episode 7 of a 10-episode series. Oh my God, Rob. It was just not for me. Not for me at all.
We're obviously seeing a preview of the Sydney version here. It will be nothing like yours, not as good as yours. But what would people be surprised to learn about the making of these shows?
That I think the Australian iterations are very different to the US versions, for a start, which is, in the US versions, stuff happens. Real stuff happens, like they go to jail for, tax evasion and DUIs and embezzlement and all those fabulous, juicy lesbian storylines. Brilliant. Over here, nothing happens. Literally nothing happens. That's what I think will probably surprise most people, but it really, really surprised me. That
What was the turning point for you, though? Because when you got on the show, there was a level of excitement, but it didn't live up to your expectations, did it?
Not in the slightest at all. So I was very interested actually to read Marina, I think her name is, from Maths, talking in the Daily Mail today about the evil stuff that goes on behind the scenes that producers do, the gaslighting and all sorts of stuff like that. And I can relate because I was egregiously lied to by a certain producer about what the season would be. And I did not want to be on the show. It was not in my top 1,000 things to do in my lifetime.
Well, you're a former CNN anchor.
Correct, exactly, I know. So, and I kind of said that. I was like, well, I don't want to be on your show. Like, you've got a line around the block. Why would you want somebody who doesn't want to be on your show? And so, Anjali, it's not going to be like how it was. Nobody wants that just gratuitous bitchiness anymore. Yes, drama, but the world is a kinder place now. That was my favourite one. Yeah, right. And we want smart, successful, funny women who have achieved in their own right. And I believed her.
So do you think you were a lamb being taken to the slaughter?
1,000%. That's exactly what happened, because they've got to have, it's like producers in their minds have, and you would know this, you've got a sort of a raft of characters that you need to fill. So you'll be that, you'll be that, you'll be that, but you don't know what that you are. Having said that, in reality TV, the most common thing that you hear is, oh my God, they made me look like XYZ. My edit was horrible. I'm not really like that. I loved my edit. It was brilliant.
Right.
It was. I absolutely loved it because I knew what I was going to say going into it, and so as Brian Walsh, the dear departed, lovely man, obviously head of Foxtel. He rang me after I quit, and I was absolutely petrified. But he went, "It's the Angeli show." Oh gosh, is it? And he said, "Oh my God, your edit is the best." And it was. I couldn't, and I never regretted my time there for 1 second, because life's an adventure, and if you don't have stories,
this is interesting though, because you liked the on-air edit, but you just didn't like the filming of it.
The process, exactly. So I actually got into a very, very dark headspace when it was happening, and it felt almost embarrassing. It wasn't something that I shared really with anybody until one day it all just like came tumbling down. It's the competitiveness over, with Housewives, the haves and have-nots. And I sort of had to start my whole life again since moving here and getting divorced and all sorts. It's like, God, if you wanted to do Real Housewives of Hong Kong when I was on CNN, absolutely. I had the yachts, I had the maid, I had everything. My God, over here, I don't have that. It's like
which they knew. The producers knew that.
They totally knew it, and I said that was the first thing in the initial phone call. It was like, we really, really, really want you on the show. It's like, I'm nothing like those people. They said, that's the reason we want you. And I bought it, and it just, the unbelievable competition over who's got what, including what you're wearing. And, I'm a very cerebral, intellectual person. And there I am with people arguing over sodding sequins. I was like, don't think about the babies dying in India. Don't think about the refugees in Syria. You've got to turn your brain off for Housewives. You absolutely do. And just make stuff that doesn't actually matter in the real world matter on camera. And I was belying myself.
Yeah. Well, this week, former MAFS groom Ben Walters, I don't know if you saw this, but he posted a series of videos on TikTok exposing the questionnaire and contract those taking part sign. I want to show you this. Yeah. So I want to show you this and then get your reaction.
Okay.
Point B under me, it says, Animal Shine and Nine each have the right to actively manage and post to your Instagram account for your personal capacity. You lose your social media, people. Point F, preparing content for exploitation in all media. Filming and recording, 5.1, photographing the filming and recording you, your actions, appearance, voice, sound effects at any time on a continuous basis. What does that mean? It means a camera crew can come in at any bloody time. You're sleep deprived, your mental health isn't great, they don't care, they'll burst in and film.
See, Ange, I don't actually have a problem with most of those revelations. What do you think?
I know you wouldn't.
But you've signed a contract that says those things.
Oh my God. So I don't even know how many contracts for TV shows that I've signed in my life. 850. I don't read them. How dull. Oh, how dull. But I read the Housewives one because, God, it was entertaining. It said things like, producers reserve the right to impart knowledge that is either true, partially true, or wholly untrue. Oh, you admit it. You literally admit it. Okay. And when I quit the show, they were threatening to sue me like you wouldn't believe. And my entertainment lawyer has never taken 1 penny from me. He was like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody quite as badly bullied as you on this show. Wow. So this is fun for me. I enjoy this. He's like, I go home from a day in the office and I write your legal letters because it's fun.
But hang on. That's an interesting point, because there seem to be two halves of what was going on at Foxtel. The litigious side that's threatening to sue you, and then you were saying Brian Walsh, who was an icon and has dearly departed, was there saying, Angeli, you are this show, we love you.
That's exactly what he said. It was a random phone call one night. Oh my God, I was absolutely in shock. But we were on the phone for a good half an hour, and let's just say that he was extremely open about who he never wanted to be on the show ever again. I did share that with producers later, so they know exactly who I'm talking about. And yeah, there were a couple. But he said, I completely stand by you. You have my support. You've got the support of the network. It's the Angeli show. And I'm happy with that. But with your maths friend there, talking about Endemol have been absolutely amazing to me. So they got me on Survivor because of, in their words, the bleep I pulled on Housewives. And they were an absolute delight to me. They were fantastic. But the contracts are ridiculous. They are so funny. It's like, if you're stuck for a bit of entertaining reading, read a contract for reality TV. It's very amusing.
Well, maybe you'll have to send it to me, Ange, and we'll read it out next week or something. Before I let you go, the villain edit. I have a thing about the villain edit, and we've seen people complain about the villain edit, and the Maths bride sister has been complaining about it. And to me, she complained that she was there for 18 hours and they only used a bit when she got upset. Isn't that the whole point? Like, you still have to do those things. You still have to act like that in order to get the villain edit.
Oh my God, completely. And that was the whole thing. I just thought, okay, I'm miserable here. I really don't enjoy this. God's honest truth, I'm still absolutely best friends with Kyla and Cherry from my season on Housewives. We were super close on the show. We're super close off the show. But I was so unhappy. I thought, how am I going to maximize this in some way? I'm just going to take everyone's edit. I'm going to say the stuff, good or bad, that I know will get me the edit. And then my job will be done. Embrace the villain. Embrace the villain. And then when Survivor came at me, and it was heroes versus villains. And they said, would you like to know what you are? I was like, don't you dare make me a hero.
Wow. You said that.
Absolutely. And they went, oh, no, you're not. I mean, with this accent, what else am I going to do? I just need a white cat.
Well, I love your accent. I love you, and I wish you were on TV more, and hopefully we'll see more of you in 2025. Angeli Rao, thank you for joining us on McKnight Tonight.
Love you, Rob.